was lot less anticlimactic. A lot less climactic than I thought it would be. Huh.
Okay. I guess we'll do World 5 now.
Cue the intro! Welcome back to another episode of Extreme. My name is Zach.
My name is Joey.
And this is a podcast where we dig deep on your favorite video games.
Yes.
And today we're still playing through Super Mario Bros. 2.
Yeah.
I say that with a hint... Well. Yeah, I mean, like, I was about to say, I say that with a hint of remorse. Like, I'm sorry that you have to keep listening to us play this game, because as it goes on, I know I'm crushing someone's childhood of like, I love this game. And it's like, maybe you should check again.
Yeah, just play it again, you'll see.
What I'm doing right now, same thing, yo. I liked Super Mario 2 when I was a kid, but also when I was a kid, I liked eating sand. So, yeah. You know, our tastes change over time.
Kids are dumb.
Kids are dumb. And if you're a kid listening to our podcast, first off, thank you for listening to our podcast. But second off, you have a lot to learn and you're a little dumb. But I love you.
I wonder how many kid listeners we have. That's a good question.
If you are a kid listener, please email us at 123 I'm not a kid, I swear, at gmail.com.
And we'll give you candy.
Preferably from a white panel van. Anyway, what were we talking about? Super Mario 2, yes. So we're going through World 5 today. I actually think we're going to have time to mosey on through 2 worlds today.
Why not? Because
you know what? We're in the home stretch of this game, and some of the concepts are starting to repeat themselves. So we're not going to keep saying them, but we're just going to talk about the new stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of new stuff, let's just jump right into it. 5-1. So you thought precision platforming was hard before. How about you try it on enemies that appear for about 4 seconds and then are gone, and have a small safe zone to actually land on?
Yeah.
That's what it felt like in the beginning here.
Yeah, and like, it wasn't kind of like a lead up of difficulty, it was just like, boom.
Yeah, no, it's like you are... Yeah, you're in World 5 now. Now this is what's happening. This is the game. Now you have to jump on fucking fish in a waterfall. Which, again, the only reason you would think that that is a possibility is because you can jump on everything else's head. Why not jump on these? But if you didn't catch that theme of whatever, the rules don't apply here because this isn't a Mario game, then you wouldn't know that. You could never progress. And sorry, you just lost... What, $80? I don't remember how much this game cost back in the day.
Who knows? What was money even back then?
It was, you know what? Probably internet knows. And if I cared, like, even an iota more than I do right now, I would look it up. But I don't! Anyway, moving on to the next part here. Honestly, there's another dick move here by Nintendo's part, where they just hide another mushroom just out of reach for casual players. So you make it to halfway in here, you see there's like a mushroom in an area that's above, and you need to blow it up or some shit. And it's like, how, as a casual player, as again a first time player, would you know what to do to get that?
Yeah, like it's not like easy. You have to be an expert to just get a mushroom. But
at the same time, like, what they expect you to do is see it for the first time, then be like, well, fuck, I want that, and then you go kill yourself, and then you lost the life, and then you go back and try to attempt it again. You're like, well, shit, I missed it the second time because I had no idea which route to take, and you die again, and then you're like, well, shit, okay, I'm getting the hang of it now, and then fucking game over, and you gotta start from World 1.
Yeah.
It's bullshit, and everybody knows that they're gonna try and go for it. So don't follow their tricks and trapperies. Don't do it.
By the way, I googled it. It costed 60 to $70 in 1980.
So
wait, no, sorry. That was Super Mario Bros. 3, but I assume it's basically the same.
I mean, I'm sure the pricing wasn't too different.
Yeah.
$60, $70. Okay, that's fair. That's
Yeah. Nice.
You know what? That's what like you pay nowadays. So there you go.
Sure.
Either way, still dick move, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Then and now. No, I'm just kidding. I don't really actually care for the price either way. Anyway, honestly, my dude, I don't think there's much else to talk about of note in this level.
In this level. Let's move on.
There's like a gray birdo that shoots fire.
Okay, more birdos. We don't need to talk about more birdos.
I know, but I feel obligated to at least mention it.
Yeah, because there's fire, I guess.
Either way, you're right. You know what? From now on, we're not talking about birdos if we see anymore. All right, they're all the same.
Bye, bye, birdo.
Bye, bye, birdo. That's a good. That's a good one. I'd go see that movie.
Yeah.
Quick, Paul, help us.
Yes, thank you, Paul.
Woo! All right, I just needed a second to clear my head. Thank you for that, Paul.
Good stuff.
Now we're right back on track.
Yes.
You ready? Ready for World 5-2?
I'm ready. I like this one.
Yes, actually. So, how about you start? I feel like I always start. I want you to start this time. Tell me what you liked.
Start. What do you want to start with? My favorite part is the vines.
I believe in you. Okay.
The double vines.
Hit me.
But then, my least favorite part was right after that, obviously. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The falling.
Yeah.
Am I getting ahead, though?
But no, I want you to talk about
Okay.
it. We're not going in any particular order
All right,
here.
cool.
And I mean, any vertical section, anything with
Yeah,
the falling and verticality.
Yeah, we know this.
You know how I feel about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I get what you mean about the vine section, but personally, I just can't like any of the vertical sections.
It's true. I know what you mean. Also, it's a vertical thing. I always just liked vines in Mario games.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess using enemies to like ascend on the vines in this case was a pretty cool idea.
Yeah.
So it kind of like made climbing a little less shitty.
A little less shitty.
It made it more like, hey, we have a enemy elevator for you.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about the shitty noise that comes along with climbing, and you can just climb.
Yeah.
And the screen doesn't have to scroll up and down, because we're just going to keep it on this one plane.
Maybe they knew, like, oh, we could bypass this shitty screen thing by having the player go on an enemy.
Exactly. They finally realized that nobody actually likes the goddamn climbing mechanic, and they're like, okay, maybe we just teach them how to use enemies as elevators.
And there was conveyance, too, for that.
Dude, go, man, you're on a roll. I want you to explain it. You're doing so good. It's like watching baby's first steps. I love it.
Come on.
Only 97 episodes in. You got this, blah. Explain that conveyance.
Me?
Man, you're
Okay.
explaining conveyance.
Yeah, there's like tree things with like the enemies going up and down on them.
Mm-hmm.
You could like go on the enemies, they're like elevators.
That's true.
It's like, hey,
that's true.
I could go on this enemy and be lifted, even though you don't have to. Or do you have to? I don't know.
I don't think you have to, but I would argue to put on top of what you just said that the first stage actually kind of is the foundation for that conveyance because they teach you that you can jump onto the heads of vertical moving enemies.
Right.
So if you transfer that concept onto the enemies on vines, then you're like, oh shit, a concept was conveyed to me, and I was able to replicate it in the second world here, and able to proceed.
All right.
So in that way, I 100% agree with you. Very good conveyance in that particular sense. But, you know what sucks dick? I found the first pot that we can actually break through the bottom, which is awesome.
Wait.
And there's a potion at the bottom.
Oh my god. You're right.
And there was a potion, and you're like, oh shit, I get to use a potion in a pot. I wonder what's gonna happen. And then you use the potion in the pot, and it's gone.
And it's nothing.
And there's nothing. And the door is gone, and you've wasted a potion, and you just begin to weep.
Yeah. That
uncontrollable weeping.
true story.
Just why would they do that? They know that you haven't been able to get down there and let alone get a potion in there, and then they fucking like get your hopes up that something cool is gonna happen, and then just nothing.
No, why not just make something cool happen?
Or at least keep the door. Like, I threw it down, there's a puff of smoke, and then it's like nothing. So when a bad magician throws down a smoke pellet, and it's like, look, see, there's nothing there.
Maybe,
and you're like, Jeremy, there was nothing there to begin with.
Maybe you can't, like throw doors in those little, like, things. Those little caverns.
Yeah, but you know what? It's kind of like a kick in the dick.
It is a kick in the dick bag.
It's like, it's conveyance in a way that makes you feel shitty. Because now the only way that you can apply that concept again, assuming that it comes up again at all, is to die and then go back and do it again.
Yeah.
But as you've learned in this game, there's no continue per se. When you die, you go back to the beginning.
Yeah.
So why would you ever waste a life to reteach yourself that?
You have to play the whole game over again.
There's no point. And the game is so goddamn long, all things considered. 8 worlds with 3 levels each, it's a lot.
It is a lot. How do you, like...
Considering each level is pretty long and not linear most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Mario games were, like, 8 and 4, but, like, you had the option of skipping levels.
Yeah.
Like, there's fucking warp pipes.
You could skip levels, you could save... Oh, Mario 1.
And you could, like...
You're talking about...
Yeah, I'm talking about Mario 1.
Yeah.
But, like, even so, like, if you die... You know what? It's just... Every time it's way more apparent that this is not a Mario game. Because it was not built to be a Mario game. It's like having a blanket that you've just thrown over, like... a statue that's in the shape of what you want. But if you actually take the sheet off the statue, you realize it's just a giant middle finger. It's just like flipping you off constantly. And you're like, well, why did I buy this? It's like, well, looked like it would go well with my dick statues.
It would.
Hey, I don't judge. If you want to have dick statues, you do you.
Yeah. It's very masculine, you know?
It's the most masculine thing.
True.
All dudes have it.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Dicks.
Before that, we're going back Mario 2. God damn it, I got so distracted. You know that I'll go off on a tangent for absolutely no reason. And you're just feeding into it. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're moving on to...
Level 3.
We're moving on to level 3s. Honestly, there's nothing else here to talk about.
All right.
Paul, do you think there's something we should talk about?
You're a cock.
God damn it. Why do I ask you things? That's because I love you, buddy. Pat yourself on the back. Nope, that was still your dick. Please stop doing that.
Gross.
We're moving on. There are children listening to this podcast. World 3.
Yeah.
Yes, fantastic. We had a little musical break. This level is a goddamn clusterfuck, Joey.
Yeah, it is. And there's like nothing even like special or new about it either. It's just annoying.
But it's a clusterfuck of interesting ideas executed really poorly. Like you get the bomb enemies to blow up walls, But the problem with that is they'll most likely just blow up themselves because they always come in pairs.
Yeah.
And they never seem to be in the right spot to blow up the goddamn door.
Yeah.
It's just fucking, what am I doing here? You climb down pipes or vines to climb back up the same things. Like, what? Why am I doing this? There's no goddamn point in that.
No.
There's multiple pathways with unclear direction of where the hell you should be going. It's like, what the fuck? Again, it's not a Mario game. At least in Mario, it was straightforward.
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh.
Except for that one part where you had to figure out which way to
once in a while,
jump in a cleft. But it happened one time.
Yeah.
And it was at the end of the game.
One time per game is a good amount.
And there's a Birdo boss before a palette swap Birdo boss.
A what?
Like, what is this? There was the Birdo boss before a palette swap Birdo boss.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Why would we do this?
Why?
Stop it with the Birdos. Seriously.
Like, what's the point? Just, like, not have the Birdo.
Get the goddamn Birdos out of here. Oh, God, no. You know what? I need to calm down and take a break before we... No, just kidding. I faked you out.
Yeah, you got
Paul was just starting the music, but then he stopped. He's a mind reader, that one.
He knows what
but
you're
what
going to do.
we are going to do... I know. He knows what I'm going to say before I... Yep, you got it. Nailed it in one, buddy. But let's talk a little bit about the actual boss of this.
The crab
of this
man.
Yes, the crab man. His name is Claw Grip.
Claw Grip. Wow.
And we're gonna do a quick internet backstory.
Internet backstory. Dun dun.
All right, are you ready for this? Ready for this detailed internet backstory on Claw Grip?
Yo.
Are you ready for the Claw Grip? I cannot hear you.
Yeah. Zach, do the Claw Grip. Yeah.
And I'm not at all buying time. Anyway, Claw Grip. This comes from the instruction manual. He grows suddenly, and he is surprisingly skilled at throwing rocks.
Wow.
Did you want to know more about a giant crab? Well, what the hell?
Is that
There's
it?
nothing else to know. No, I'm going to find something else for you because there's going to be... here we go. My favorite thing to look at. Super Mario Kun.
Never gets old.
Claw Grip makes an appearance in Volume 8 of Super Mario Kun. He is first seen shortly after Fry Guy is defeated. Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi eventually fight him. As with the games, he fights by throwing rocks at them. In one twist, however, Mario molds a boomerang from a small heart and then throws it at him. Claw Grip then transforms into a large polygonal being. Mario uses a rocket to defeat him.
Mario's a rocket?
What?
Internet backstory. Alright.
Yeah, thank you for ending the segment there, Paul. I didn't really know what to say after that. My brain kind of stopped working for a minute. Because that was one of the weirder things I have read throughout Internet Backstory. And I remember what we talked about last week.
You know, when it's like the end of the night and you just want to like turn your brain off, just read about Crab Claw. Clocker, whatever.
Just read Super Mario Kun, apparently.
Yeah.
Just like let your mind be coalesced into sleep by reading a fanciful story of crabs being defeated by heart boomerangs and rockets.
Yeah.
Paul! Welcome back.
Hey,
I needed that.
Yeah,
I needed that.
It's a nice break.
Thank you, Paul. I appreciate that. I don't want you to think I'm mad at you. I'm just mad at the situation. The situation of this game being batshit crazy. And all of the Mario stuff just being equally batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Speaking of batshit crazy, let's talk about World 6.
All right. World 6.
We're back in the desert.
Yes. More
but how do you make
quicksand?
Yeah, but how do you make it harder, Joey? May I posit you 3 answers, and then you pick the right one. Are you ready? All right. Answer number 1. You can introduce an interesting new mechanic that tests your player's skills of everything they've learned up to that point in a very interesting way. Number 2. You can try to subvert their expectations by going in a very distinctly different direction and bringing an entirely new gaming mechanic into the fold. Or number 3, you could just be lazy.
Oof. Is it all 3?
It's actually just number 3. It's actually just number 3.
I was being hopeful.
Well, I know. I felt it in your voice, but I can't lie to you any longer. This is feelings bubbling up inside. It's just laziness. Pure and simple. So all they did was just make the quicksand a little faster. And that's about it. That's how they decided to change up the desert area.
Yeah. More like jugs.
Yeah. Well, and then on top of that, so there's a situation that you happen to get yourself into where there are about 21 vases in a room.
Yes. And
you need to go into the vase that has a key, because you can't exit the room without it. So you have a 1 in 21 chance of picking the right vase. And some of these pots have the gall to have you go into a full-on digging section, only to give you nothing. They give you nothing. There's just tiny carrots. And you know what's ironic about that? I understand the whole concept of the carrot and the stick, but it would have been so much funnier if you're going to do this shit, instead of pulling out a carrot, you should have pulled out a stick. It should have just been like that and been like, you know what? Fuck you guys for playing our game. We don't give a shit anymore. Why should you?
Yeah, just dig for hours. We don't care. We don't have to do anything.
You know how we're going to pad this entire game? We're going to make you fucking search through all these pots, but it's not going to be easy. You're going to have to fucking work for it.
Yeah.
And you know what else is bullshit in this entire area? Sometimes some of the pipes have enemies underneath them, right?
Yeah.
And some of them have mushroom blocks on top of them. And considering you need to check every pot, you're going to pull off the mushroom block. And then once you pull off the mushroom block, an enemy just immediately jumps out and hits you. There's no way to dodge it. So you're just going to get hit.
That's so mean.
Why would you do this, Nintendo? Why would you do this?
Why?
This isn't making it harder. This is making it more annoying. You're padding it out. This is like the equivalent of making you have to grind in an RPG.
Yeah. Basically
It's gameplay for the sake of we need more gameplay.
Just trying
I get it.
Like,
it was
take people's time. That's it.
I get it. It was a different time, and like there weren't a bajillion games out. Everybody had to be, you really got to pad out games to make people feel like they got their money's worth. But at the same time, you got to make sure people enjoyed that experience. Not just randomly throwing a dart at a screen and saying, "That one, I picked that vase." It's like, oh shit, try again. That's not fun.
I hate those.
And then there's a green bird. Oh, Paul, just play the music. World 6-2.
Yes.
Okay, guess what? I found something I liked.
Ooh, is it the bird things?
It is the bird things. There's an interesting challenge that's been executed here, and I think it's very well done.
Yeah, it reminded me of like good Mario games.
Yeah, and you know why I think it's well done? Because it doesn't try to be a billion things in one level. It's just this one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's done well. So what I'm trying to talk about here is the enemy that carries you across the screen. So in theory, that sounds kind of boring. But what they do in the execution is really what makes it really unique. Well, not unique, but fun. So they have a low-flying enemy that is a singular low-flying enemy that tethers your progress forward. They have all these other flying enemies kind of coming at you on the way back, like from the opposite direction.
Right.
Then you add in a dash of vertical enemies that are like vertically attacking ranged enemies on the pathway that you're on. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, you can sprinkle in, I guess, they sprinkled in the mystery of potentially getting a potion by having some of these islands that are throughout your journey here potentially contain a potion. Which actually does turn out one of them does actually have a potion, and it gets you a mushroom. But if you've decided to do that, you've lost your ride forward, basically. It's not going to respawn. Right. So what you have to do if you decided to do that is actually take an enemy going back the other way entirely and then start from the beginning. So it doesn't seem annoying in that way because you chose to hop off and get the potion there. And again, you are rewarded for getting off. It would have been a dick move if nothing was there. You are rewarded for that. So
yeah, surprisingly.
Surprisingly. It's almost like they want you to enjoy it. And then the flight back doesn't seem as harsh because you've actually gained something which you can use towards doing that again and moving forward without worrying as much. Yeah. So I think it's actually pretty well done. I mean, having the ranged enemy shooting upward, carrying certain items to make sure that your forward progress isn't halted. It's generally just a well done thing. I mean, I think instead of having more vertical sections, they should just do things like this.
Yeah.
Like vertical scrolling is totally fine because it doesn't wait for the screen to load. It's all loaded and it feels like smooth and like it's been planned out and like it actually fits the environment that it was built for.
Yeah. You mean horizontal?
What? Well, we're finishing it up here. 6-3.
Home stretch.
And this ominous mountain is super ominous. And
wow.
I mean, I'm not a screenwriter. What do you want from my life?
Not yet.
Probably never. It leads to leads us into a walking bomb enemy brigade, with tons of these vertical ladders for helping you dodge these explosions. Which is an interesting twist because I guess if they explode, you can use those vertical ladders to dodge if the opportunity arises. Which is an interesting idea. And then on top of that, they actually have the digging, but it's optional. And if you do go down, you could try and get cherries, which you could, amass for a Starman. But again, the digging is optional. And I think this is actually a well put together area, all things considered.
Okay.
But it makes me scared for what's coming up because it's been too good recently. It's been too good. Something bad's gonna happen. Something shitty's gonna happen.
Does it happen?
Damn it, Paul! Okay, I know. Yes, it happened. Now they double down on the climbing mechanic, which becomes spectacularly more aggravating because of every fall that could potentially happen now is a goddamn headache because you don't just fall through one screen. You don't just fall through 2 screens. You could fall from up to 4 screens. That's so much vertical progress that you could lose. And it's the only thing, it's not helped by the control scheme that's there. It's very floaty. Like, if you've chosen Toad or Luigi, you're going to have very floaty controls, and it does not bode well for vertical sections where they need you to be precise.
True. Very true. You know what you should do?
What should I do?
Just do the cheat.
Do the cheat?
Yeah, there's a cheat.
What cheat? There's a cheat? Can I get out of the vertical climbing sections?
Should I wait till you get to the boss?
Tell me about the cheat.
Because it brings you to the boss.
That's fine. Tell me about the cheat. I want to go talk about the boss anyway.
So right when you get out of the ladder,
yeah,
there's the sinking sand, the quicksand next to the underneath like the big pillar thing.
Okay.
You sink into the quicksand.
What?
You go underneath the pillar.
What?
And then you end up basically at the boss.
What? What?
Yeah, saw a video.
But
whatever.
But what? But I mean, how does
I'm sorry
that?
you had to go through all those vertical screens.
I didn't have to vertical. I didn't. I could have. Oh God. Oh.
It's okay, Zach.
Oh.
It's okay. Zach? Oh, hey. So, yeah, like, we're at the boss. Okay, I got it. So, yeah, there's, like, another Birdo.
Could go vertical.
Birdo. Zach? And then, like, there's, like, this 3-headed snake again.
Vertical.
It's okay, Zach. We beat it. We're done. We beat World 6. All right. Everyone. Zach is indisposed. Is that a word? Thanks for listening. Thanks for, being our friends. Because we love you. And we just want to be your friends. And this is how we connect with you guys. So follow us. It's the Extreme, ITSTHEXSTREAM. Google that. You'll get all our shit. It's good shit.
Didn't have to go vertical!